Lemon blueberry buttermilk cake is the epitome of the perfect summer dessert. You've got the lemons, the buttermilk, the blueberries, and that cream cheese frosting. It just all comes together to make an unbelievably moist and delicious dessert. You can even eat it for breakfast. It's practically a health food. I've got my buttermilk, and I'm gonna pour 1/2 cup of it into a separate measuring cup. And to that, I'm going to add my vegetable oil. Very important. Set that aside. Then we got our leftover buttermilk. I'm gonna add in my eggs. 4 eggs really make this buttermilk cake super moist. And then we have lots of lemon ingredients that give this zesty flavor. We've got our fresh lemon juice, 2 tablespoons. And then we have the zest of 1 whole lemon. And then just for good measure, lemon extract. We have a lemon party happening. And we're just gonna give that a whisk just to break up the egg yolks. So now we're just gonna add our dry ingredients, the flour. We're using cake flour for maximum cake tenderness, baking soda, baking powder, salt. Plenty of sugar. This is not a diet cake. I'm just gonna whisk that up for a couple seconds just to combine. Now I'm gonna start adding in my softened unsalted butter in small chunks. And we just wanna let this mix until it resembles kind of a coarse sand. So you can see it's kind of got this crumbly texture, which basically means the butter has coated all of the flour. We're good to go. And now we're going to take our milk and oil mixture and just add that in there all at once. And we're gonna mix this for 2 full minutes. Do not skip it. We're gonna mix on setting number 4 on your KitchenAid or medium speed. All right, after 2 minutes, we have a very thick, fluffy white batter. And this is the reason this buttermilk cake has that yummy velvety texture. So now we're going to add our remaining liquid egg yolk mixture in 3 parts. You don't want to go too fast, and it's really important that your buttermilk is at room temperature or a little bit warm, or your batter is going to curdle at this point. After the second addition, I always scrape the bowl, make sure that I'm incorporating everything. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. You can smell that tanginess of the buttermilk with the lemon. So I ended up adding my liquid ingredients in 4 parts, but that's okay. It's more important that you just don't add your liquids too quickly and let them incorporate before you add the next portion of liquids. Okay. So I have nice, thick, creamy batter. It's like the consistency, I'd say, of like a pancake batter. At this point, you can see all those delicious little bits of lemon zest. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and prep my blueberries and pour them into a separate bowl. And they're actually a little bit damp from washing them, which is great because we're gonna take maybe a teaspoon of flour and sprinkle it over the blueberries. And we're just gonna coat those blueberries in some flour. And what this is gonna do is just help them stay in the batter and not sink to the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and prep my cake pans with some cake goop, which is basically the world's best homemade pan release. Just brush that in there. You don't have to use any parchment. I'm just gonna divide the batter between the 2 pans evenly. And then take about half your blueberries. I'll kind of just make sure they're pushed evenly, but they kind of sink down a little bit. Doesn't that look beautiful? First, the big glob of cream cheese. You could tort the layers if you want to, but I think it looks prettier in the slice when they're not. You can just see all those blueberries and stuff in there. Don't be shy with your cream cheese. Really slather it on there. I mean, yeah, that looks delicious. I'm just gonna do a rough coat around the edges. And I know this is gonna be a summertime cake, so it's meant to be outside for sure. Like, it's a great cake to bring to a barbecue or, you know, like a dinner party. And cream cheese frosting and the cake itself tastes much better if it's at room temperature. But it is cream cheese, so you can't leave it out for a really long time. We don't want to be poisoning anybody. So like 2 or 3 hours at room temperature is totally fine. If it's really hot, you know, just be aware. cream cheese melts. I typically will just keep mine in the refrigerator until I arrive at the party, and then I'll just leave it out. I'm just gonna kind of smooth out the sides here, my offset, because I'm gonna put some lemon slices on the side. Just kind of swirl the top. I'm just gonna cut some really thin slices of lemon to go on the outside of our cake. And we're just gonna take some of these lemons and just put them around the outside. It's very simple, but delicious. And then for the top, I'm just gonna do some lovely blueberries. If anybody doubts what's in this cake, the outside decorations scream summertime inside. Okay. And then I just have some little edible flowers I'm gonna place kind of on top that just sort of accent the purple and the yellow and just looks so cute. Then the last thing I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna sprinkle with a little bit of powdered sugar. Beautiful. Lemon blueberry cake complete.